Hey, everybody. How are you doing today? It's a lovely Monday morning. It's actually, and it's a little overcast here in Tucson, which feels really nice in the summer. It's Monday, August 7th, 2023. It's time for it's so natural coming out of my mouth. It is time for the mindful moment. If you're wondering what just caught me, if this is your first time watching, it used to be the midday mindful moment when I would do it in the middle of the day, but now I do it in the morning. So it's simply the mindful moment. But what is the mindful moment? It's an opportunity for us to join together in this virtual setting to affirm life's good, to know a little bit of some spiritual truth, and to affirm what works for us. So that's what we're here to do. Whether you're watching live or on the replay, I'd love for you to post a comment. Let me know that you are here. Who's here? I see Sherry is here saying good day to all. Always delightful to hear. I can actually show that. See, it says good day to all. And there's Sherry, your beautiful face. Always lovely to see you, Sherry. Yeah. There is something that I do want to let you know. Oh, Sarah, there you are. Look, there's Sarah saying good morning. I want to, of course, remind you of this, which is to say you are love, you are light, you are life, you are magnificent. And so am I. I think we all should claim for ourselves, I am magnificent. Say that. I am magnificent. I can't tell if you said it or not because, I'm here in my office looking at a computer. But I feel you. I feel you. In the event that you don't know who I am, this crazy person that's just come across your feed right now, I'm Reverend Dr. Jonathan Zenz, and I am the senior minister here at Unity of Tucson. And yes, I am here to, I don't know, just it's loose today. It's loose today. I'm just feeling relaxed. Oh, look, there's Anita saying hello from William and Anita. Always, always grateful to see you. So today, it was one of those mornings I was thinking, well, what do I really want to talk about? When I was driving in this morning, I was listening to the news on the radio, and there was a whole thing on Simone Biles coming back to competition in gymnastics after taking 2 years off to address her mental health. And I thought, well, do I want to address mental health? And then I thought, in a way, I address mental health all the time. I mean, it's kind of we're kind of in the business of mental health from a spiritual perspective, and how do we approach mental health from a spiritual perspective? And so I thought, well, one thing that came to me yesterday is somebody in the service came to me after the service and said, I'm so grateful that you've gotten back to basics. Thank you so much for really, kind of rooting yourself back into the basics of the philosophy and taking us on that journey again. So I thought then today, to address our spiritual mental health, what I would do is I would take us back to some of the basics. And one of the basics that I like is Lessons in Truth by Emily Cady, which is fundamentally, that is the primary text that is used in Unity for teaching spiritual principle. And so I just opened it randomly, as you know I do sometimes. And this is the sentence that I saw highlighted there. It said, God is power. Not simply God has power, but God is power. And what really struck me as important about that distinction, that God doesn't have power, God is power, is to remind us all that the power of creation is what we call God. There is no being out there that has power. That's what we call God, is the infinite energy. That's it. The infinite energy of creation that is in itself power. And then I have a little note here written next to that place that I highlighted where it says God is power. Not simply God has power, but God is power. And I think the little handwritten note there that I put in is, it says power versus force. And when we assume that God has power, then we are assuming a force that is placed upon us. rather than God simply being power, simply being the energetic creative source. If we believe that God has power, then we are separating ourselves from the infinite power that we call God. And we can then be subject to an outside force. Get it? When we feel we are subject to an outside power, as though something has power, then we can be subject to an outside force. When we know that God is power, well, we're part of that infinite power. And so this leads me down to the next little bit of thought, which you've perhaps heard me talk about before, which is, if we make the claim within this philosophy, which I do, and careful reading of New Thought writers and metaphysicians and mystics, I think all point to this. What they have said across the board in their own unique way is that we are God. We are that power. We are the light. We are the life. The very power of creation is who and what we are. And we demonstrate that in the expression of our lives. And so we are power. If God is power, we are power. We don't possess power, just as God doesn't possess power. And why that's important for us individualized is because if we think we possess power, then we think we need to overpower or force or coerce creation, rather than being in the flow as the power. And so that's the meditation today to consider. Considering ourselves truly as power without the need to force or coerce or to make stuff happen, to allow ourselves to be in alignment with the infinite. I'm going to mute myself for a second because I think I'm about to sneeze, or not. It's live, folks. Here I am, live. Hi, hello, Roberta. Grateful to see you as well. Okay, the sneeze has passed. So that's it. That's what I want to pray on today, is a deeper recognition and understanding that we are power rather than possessing power. And let us root that in a concentrated consideration. So if it is safe and comfortable for you to close your eyes, I welcome you to do so. I invite you to simply relax right where you are. I choose to close my eyes to allow myself to turn to the inner life, which is the seat of infinite power. I focus on this power right in this moment, fully recognizing that there is only this power, there is only this light, there is only this perfection, there is only God. God, the infinite creative source. God, the power. And there is nothing separate, for it is infinite. And so there can be nothing separate from the infinite. And so all is power. All is energy. All is creation unfolding. And this is true of each and every one of us. We are this power. We are this power. Meditating on that understanding, allowing a deeper consideration of that understanding. I know that this identity, being the power, frees me, and I understand it to be a freeing construct for all who accept it. It frees me into a relaxed, free-flowing life, where there's nothing that needs coercion, there is nothing that needs force. There's simply the need to accept the infinite creative power as our identity. And as I identify as this power, I trust that all is well. And so I find that feeling of relaxation and allow that feeling of relaxation to be fully formed and present in its flow. And I know that everything that proceeds forth, rooted in this consciousness, in this mindful consideration, is good. And so, love, light, life, peace, power, beauty, joy, wholeness, inspiration, imagination, understanding, it all flows forth with ease. And there's nothing that needs to be forced. I trust this, and with a grateful heart, I allow the pure, perfect unfoldment to do its perfect work in the expression of my life and in the lives of each and every one of us. I let it be so, and I affirm it as so by saying, and so it is. There we are. I love spending this time with you. Always grateful to have the opportunity to spend this time with you. And I look forward to continued time here in the mindful moment and in any other way that we connect. I do join you for the mindful moment now every single weekday at 8:30 a.m. Tucson time. So when everybody else goes on daylight savings time, it'll shift for them. But 8:30 Arizona time in the morning, that's the time that I am joining you. Do continue to comment. Let me know what has come up for you in this little moment of reflection. And I will look forward to seeing you all again tomorrow. That's it. Peace and blessings to you. Have a good one. Bye, everybody.